for right now, we'll just jump straight back into the fight with the horrible undead Scary. So this first one's up here. So it's just going to keep running down. It's going to use its full turn to run. 20, move to there, and he's going to launch his 4 rocks. He's going to throw 2 at Torlek. And here we go, straight out the gate with the Scary throwing stuff at Torlek. So we have a 13 and an 18.
1 hits.
1 hits. That hits you for 4 points of slashing damage.
That's yikes.
And then he's going to throw 1 rock at Arwen, but you've got full cover.
Oh, full cover.
Full cover, she's ducked down.
I think
So
if he's got full cover, he can't target her though, can he? It's got to be 3/4.
Correct.
That'd be me on.
Let's just have a quick look.
You can target them with half or 3/4. If it's full, you basically can't see them
target them.
Okay, well I'm going to give her 3/4 cover instead then, as 2 corpse spores can see her, and they all have something called hive mind.
Ooh.
So she has +5 to AC.
+5 to AC, so with this rock, it was going to be an 18, but it's just a 4 +5, that's a 9, so that rock just thuds into the cart, and the final rock will be thrown in Godfrey's direction with an entire row of 6. Just goes spinning off into the trees, and then it will hiss at you all. It's Arwen's turn. Ducked down behind the cart, you hear a sharp stone thud into the wood just above your head. You can see corpse board to your left, and the corpse board to your right. Right in front of you, there is a Scary that is ready to fight all night.
Have we been able to work out why they explode? Is it on a certain thing? Do they always explode? What?
The corpse spores, you can see that they have been, once they are dead, whatever magic is sort of holding inside, looks to be whatever magic is sort of holding them all together, seems to dissipate, and they just swell up, and it's like a puffball reaction of all the
basically them all
inside them just kind of erupt out.
Not ideal.
Not ideal.
Well, I'm now concerned about the fact that he's stood a bit close to Torlek, if he's going to explode. But next to someone, so.
He's not close to anyone, and you as yet haven't seen a Scary explode with spores.
I'll shoot at him then, because he's a bit further away from me.
Yeah, go for the pipsqueak with the sharp rocks. Oof. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
10?
10 damage to that particular Scary, who has been as yet undamaged. That's good. Okay, so it is a huge hit. There's a thunk as your arrow strikes its center mass, right where if it had a heart, its heart would be. You see it smash through its ribcage and dig deep into the flesh, but the Scary itself doesn't seem to have been affected by the movement, by the piercing arrow, and its movements only slow down ever so slightly. It seems to be even more enraged.
I'll quick shot maybe?
Quick shot.
quick maths.
Oh yes!
Oh shit, son!
Kill him!
Oh, right.
That's a 19, I
That's
guess?
gonna hit. It's gonna hit, but you've rolled a natural 20, so we're gonna take it as crit damage.
Okay. So...
Double dice damage.
So to roll 2d8s then, I guess?
Yeah.
So 5 and 6, 11 on that one and
Nice.
12.
Okay. So it's 11 in total, then plus your modifier.
Oh, I
The
see.
double
Sorry.
dice damage, not the modifier damage.
Oh, okay. My damage is 6 then. On top of that.
Okay, it's a 12, 17. So as you then quickly jump up again and let fly with your arrow, you see this one flies perfectly arcing into the Scary's head as it's about to produce 4 more sharp stones. You catch it in the center of its forehead and send it pinwheeling back into the fire, and there's a as it then erupts into flames.
Good shot.
What does happen though is so as you send it sputtering back onto the fire, you see the fire begins to dim with the leaking body on top of it. Anything else, Arwen? Any movement from you?
Other than ducking down? No.
Other than ducking back down behind your cart?
So I'm going to solve the it being quite dark
Mhm.
problem by...
Mundane human eyes.
You might want to just disengage and try and get away from it.
I mean, I feel like that's what a wiser person would do. But I think at this point,
Cast ice knife on yourself.
I was going to actually just go burning hands, like just straight in this direction.
Fair enough.
And I mean, it's a 15-foot cone. I'll probably get it.
Yeah, you probably will. It's a deck save from them. So while I'm doing a deck save, you do a wisdom save as you're now all alone in the dark and don't have anything to concentrate on.
Oh, good.
Its deck save is a 6.
So it fails its dex save. So it
You
takes
pass your
4
wisdom
damage.
save.
Oh, phew.
So as you
also have bless, so you have a D4, but you're fine.
Send out your burning hands, just groping out wildly in the darkness in front of you, your mind begins to wander ever so slightly until the corpse spore in front of you bursts and erupts into flames. You're like, ah, it's there! Ah! And you manage to concentrate on that.
Oh, that's a good roll. Fuck that guy.
Hell. completely immolate the corpse spore and send it into this burning heap of sort of charred sort of mushroomy flesh, and it begins to crackle and give off a little bit of dim light.
Hey.
Burns at your feet. You notice this time though, and as it begins to swell up, and you look at as it's about to explode, as it's been immolated, it just all the spores sort of catch fire as it just puffs. There's a shower of sparkles above you.
Nice.
But there is no cloud, as this thing was completely immolated.
It's for the best, really. Do I have to use my full movement this turn as well?
You do not, because you managed to concentrate on completely immolating the corpse spore.
Amazing.
So you managed to hold your attention on killing the thing in front of you, rather than charging about the place like a mad person. Any movement from you, Giselle?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop myself. I'm gonna move back towards the other light and put myself here.
Ah, okay.
Inside the tent.
Let me just send that to the back.
No, hide in the tent. It's much better. Much better in the tent than it is out here.
So, yeah, you just kind of trample over the tent, what's left of it. Stand atop the remains. Okay, Leo!
If I move either here nor there, I'm still in range, right? So he's not going to get no opportunity, right?
No, yeah, he will not. because you're still all up in his grill.
Yeah, down.
Boosh.
But now, with front and back, surely that's an advantageous attack.
That is indeed a very advantageous situation to be in.
Yes! Suck it, fungi. Okay. Then he's gonna feel the might of the rapier.
Ah, wonderful. Get him with the pointy end.
Sharon, what does that say?
24.
20 plus 4, i.e. crit.
Nice.
Critical 20. Whoa! And that's
I'll roll
come
a
out,
on
fella.
but you know.
Wow, okay. There you go. That's double dice damage as you lash out with your rapier.
So the first one is 13 and 6. So 19. Holy shit.
19
Wow.
damage. Good
Yeah.
lord. Right, with 19 damage and the crit that you have done, I will let you sever an appendage.
Sorry. It's 13. It is 13 overall. It
13
automatically
overall.
Yeah. It automatically rolled it. So yeah.
I'm still going to let you sever an appendage.
13. I was gonna say, my 19. That's insane.
Does a head count as an appendage?
A head does count as an appendage in this case. So as Leo, you stab forward, your rapier meets soft, barky mushroom flesh, and you rip it to the side. An appendage of your choice rolls to the floor.
Oh, it's got to be head. However,
And so a head, the wide-brimmed hat with the pulsating sort of red orifice on the top the spores have been shooting out of. You stab forward the neck, you rip your sword left and right, and the head topples to the floor with this thickening thud. You can see that the head itself begins to shrivel up and turn black and squishy. The body itself is still sort of now flailing round wildly. And that's going to have disadvantage on its attacks.
I hope so.
Disadvantage on life.
I'm just going to give it a little eye there so we know what the crack is. Outstanding. Anything else, Leo?
No, that's all. I've moved a little. I've cut a little. It's all good.
All right, fantastic. So the corpse spore is going to lash out. Let's have a little look and see what it's going to do. What is it going to do? It's going to lash out with its sickle. I reckon towards Leo, as you've just severed its head. With god, that's going to be an 11 in total to hit.
No, sorry.
No. So you it telegraphs the move quite clearly as he brings its arm on this really slow arc designed to just slice at anything in front of it, and you just kind of like nope, sidestep out the way and watch it sort of spin itself around on the spot as the momentum of its swing just kind of makes it do a really pathetic windmill in front of you. However, the one in front of you, Torlek, is oh my good lord! So it comes at you with the sickle, and you manage to bring your shield up just in time, but it doesn't connect with the sickle. As you bring your shield up, you realize you've actually stepped forward inside its reach, and as you bring your shield up, you feel it connect with the corpse spore's arm, at the soft, squishy-looking elbow part. And as you raise your shield to block the blow, the arm and sickle itself just tear free and fall to the ground in front of you.
Amazing. Dumb luck for the win.
So that thing is just going to be doing very shit bludgeoning attacks on you now with its other arm. Right, okay, it's Godfrey and Torlek. Your gentleman's agreement to who goes first.
After you, sir.
Okay, well, since I can't see shit, I'm going to cast light on my shield.
Thank fuck for that.
So that's bright light within 20 foot and another 20 foot of dim light.
Wonderful.
coming from me.
That will help immensely. Boom.
Way. Everyone has returned.
Is that a
That's my
bonus
action.
or is that an action?
It's an
Ah,
action, cast light. So. So I'm just going to move to. Wait, I better stay here actually. I was going
You're
to move
gonna stay
towards this guy. But. Actually, we'll still be able to see. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, I'm going to move to this guy.
wonderful. Okay,
And
so you're
I'll
standing...
bonus action Word of Radiance on him.
Ooh, outstanding.
So it's a.
Ooh, it's a pretty good roll.
It probably saves them.
It's
It's
wisdom,
con
isn't
save.
it?
That's what it is. No, it's
Con
con.
save.
It's only got to beat a 14.
It's rolled higher than a 14 naturally. You rolled a 16 plus 3.
Fair enough. But that's it. That's the end of mine.
All right, fantastic. So as you like bound across and then hold up your holy symbol and shout out your word of radiance across the small sort of bubbling, oozing creek between you and the scar, you notice for a split second its gaze is just taken over by the campfire behind you, and it just does not pay any attention to what it is you're speaking to it. All right, Torlek.
Okay. Now that I can see the baddie in front of me, I am I'm going to bonus action Shield of Faith myself, so +2 AC, and I shimmer slightly. And action, I'm going to Sacred Flame the point blank the dude right in front of me. So that's a dex save, please, Mr. DM.
Dex save.
DC
Guys
13.
are not very dexy. Ooh, right, he's rolled a 7 plus flat 0. Fantastic. 7 in total.
Wicked. So that's a D8 of radiant to that guy. 1 radiant damage!
Oh,
Oh my word. Is that enough? Has he taken some? Ooh. It did not like that at all, but it is still sort of like weakly sort of pounding and clawing at your shield, trying to hurry that out of the way so it can get to the soft, squishy bits that hide behind your armor.
Okie dokie, well that is it
It's
from
looking
me.
it's looking rather effed up though.
Good. That's all I can do. That's it.
Okay, right, so the Lantern Geist was under the turn undead. And it's turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. So the Lantern Geist will just shamble away, which was wonderfully done. We're back to the Scary. Godfrey, as you got all up in that one's grill. This one was also under that, so that one shambles off. There's only one Scary left on the thing. This one's going to use. Yeah, this one. You see this one's neck begin to swell up. There's like black veins running up its neck. It looks like it's about to like spit up this huge hairball, and it's like in your face, and then it just spews this 20-foot line of foul-smelling, black, acidic, thick blood from its mouth and sprays towards your face. I need a dexterity save from you, please. From you, goddess.
well, I rolled a 2, so it's a 1.
Oh no! Okay, right. Here we go. So to start with, you take. Oh shit! He rolled max damage. It's 8 points of necrotic damage as the poison spray goes all over your face, up your nose, into your mouth, and you can feel your life force just beginning to drain out of you. I need you to make
I passed the concentration check.
Lovely. I need you to make a Constitution save now, please.
16.
You've got a DC. Wonderful. You've got a DC of 13. So you feel this wave of nausea begin to build in your stomach and work its way up your chest, but you shake yourself, shake it free, manage to clear your head, take a few big gasps of air, and the feeling subsides.
What a penis.
Yes. You can see out the scar is like there's this horrible long undead black tongue with all this grease and slime dribbling from its mouth. It's successfully spat all its shit all over you. And we're back to the top of the round with Arwen heroically hiding behind the cart, from which you have been the most exquisite sniper.
Well,
yeah, they're the only two enemies on the board that you can see.
What about the dude trying to stab me? I mean, bludgeon me.
Oh, yes, you can see the. I'd forgotten about him because he's so battered. But yeah, there's a very dishevelled-looking corpse board to your left that's just sort of destroying itself on Torlek's shield.
Oh, well, I was worried about, shooting the one next to Torlek, because I thought he might blow up on Torlek, but...
Yeah, and he might blow up on us as well. On me and Giselle. That other one. Yeah, I'm beside it.
Where was that worry when you were stabbing it?
I was hoping to take its head clean off, which I did. Which I was hoping, wouldn't make it explode. But maybe it's just heads that explode.
Okay, was Torlek saying he didn't want this lad, bouncing off his shield?
I mean,
You did just call for aid.
Torlek is looking very, very battered right now. He's barely on his feet.
Where was Gondor when Torlek fell?
Torlek calls for aid!
Torlek does call for aid.
And the beacons are lit. I just lit, so there you go.
The beacons are lit. The beacons are indeed lit.
Every time I cast light, it means Torlek's dying.
Which is the target of your arrow or short sword?
I'll go for the one next to Torlek. I was going to go for him last time, but I decided to go for it was not near anything and below what something.
Okay.
What's it?
8 plus 6. 8 plus 6. Quick maths, 14. That's a hit. No, it's not. I tell a lie. It's not a hit.
You tease.
AC 16 on those guys. I do apologize. So as you let fly with that arrow, you see it turns to bludgeon Torlek, and your arrow goes whistling over its shoulder and lands on the opposite side of this bank where the Scary is. You reckon you can get that one back?
I guess
Quick shot.
Yeah, I'll try quick shot. I kind of feel like it's a bit of a waste of time. Unless I get a 20, then I have to try my
No,
work.
yeah, it's still +1 on your quick shot because it's +6 -5. So
Yeah, so you only need a 16 plus on your dice.
Yeah, I think in my head I was thinking weird. I was practicing 5.
Oh yeah, that quick shot. As you sort of lean backwards this time, instead of popping up over the cart, you lean backwards to let fly with that one. You just ever so slightly rock back off your heels and land on your bum in the mud, and the arrow goes flying off into the trees. You look around left, right quickly. No one saw you fall on your bottom. You're fine.
Right. Well, I'm down, so I'll get into a crouch and stay down.
You meant to do that.
Yeah, it looked exactly like you meant to do that. You're just peeping out to have a little look. No one saw the arrow fly off into the distance.
Okay. Well, now I can see. I've noticed this guy. I'm probably gonna hit him with a quarterstaff. Let's see how that goes.
You do have advantage.
Ooh. She's just as well because I rolled a 7.
oh my god.
And a 9, but I've got a bardic inspiration I can chuck on there as well.
And bless.
Yay.
And bless.
Yes, we're getting
That's
there.
it, make it a 15.
So that's a 15.
And you
And the
just
bless. And the bless. Quickly.
fire the bless on.
Why not on?
Fire
Yes!
the,
That's
yeah!
a 19 with
19.
3.
Okay,
Wow.
so you
It took
swing
all the
wildly
dice.
with the quarterstaff as Leoquinor has harried this thing from behind. You watch its head fall to the floor, and you like bring the quarterstaff down upon where its head was.
Into its neck hole.
Just straight down.
Damage.
Turn it into a puppet.
So that is 5 damage.
5 points of damage. That's amazing. With the quarterstaff striking the the soft, exposed neck flesh of the corpse boar, you feel a surge of excitement build within you. You struck this thing so hard with your quarterstaff. You need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Hooray!
Plus a d4. Oh, for God's sake.
I don't think that D4 is going to help. I'm putting it anyway. That is 5.
That's 5. You are compelled to do a victory lap around the fire.
Amazing. In fact, I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to high five Godfrey as I arrive.
Amazing. As you charge
So
away,
excited! Like, did you see that?
you feel the air behind the back of your head whistle as a wickedly sharp mushroom sickle slices through the area where your head was just moments before.
I'm like wiping like fucking poison stuff out of my face, so I do not return that.
You see the form of Jasail leap over the fire with the burning story on it, running towards you with her hand held high.
I think she's cast a spell, so I'm just like, what? What's happening? I just wince in anticipation of future pain.
Ice knife.
And it is Leoquinor now to finish off the remains of this corpse boar that now has a huge dent where its neck was.
Come on, man. This guy's gonna die, right? It's just gonna be another 15. Is it 15?
Plus a d4.
15. Stick a d4 on that, sir.
Oh, yeah. D4. 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 Roll. Plus 1, 16.
That's exactly what you needed to hit. So as you see the corpse boar swing after Jasail, it begins to take a step away from you. You lunge forward. This beautiful exhibition of perfect fencing form. You forward and skewer this thing from the front to the back, from the back to the front even. Your rapier bursts out of the front through its armor, causing
9 damage.
9 damage. As you bring back the rapier, you see the entire body of this corpse boar goes limp, and it just sort of shudders and falls to the floor and begins to decompose. It does not explode.
Yay! Hooray for not exploding.
Okay. The final corpse boar is going to throw itself at you, Torlek.
Okay.
With a haphazard sort of lunging. He's just going to lash an arm forward at you. It's rolled a natural 1 again. So this time you bring your shield up again and catch this thing completely in the left shoulder. And as it does so, Arwen, you see this black arm fly off over your head and land on the grass over here somewhere.
It's just a flesh wound.
Now you can see this armless corpse boar is just throwing its chest bumping against your Torlek. You're just holding it back at your shield.
Just fucking die!
And now it's back to our honourable gentleman. Who wishes to go first?
Do you want to go, Torlek?
Sure. I'm just gonna shove it back and
I want to see the end of this duel.
thanks, man. Just gonna sort of push it back off me and healing word myself.
Okay.
For a D4 plus 3, 7.
Nice.
Max healing word.
Which is going to be invigorate, and then I'm going to sacred flame this dude in the face because no physical exertion because of my stomach wounds. So dex save from you, please, Mr. DM.
Okay. I'm gonna make this a disadvantage. Okay. That's flat 3.
Woo!
My rules have been dreadful.
That's going to be
Especially
a
for
D8.
this guy. This guy hasn't rolled above a 5 today.
Torlek was due some luck. Right, that's going to be a D8 of radiant damage. 4 radiant damage.
So as you push it back and you build up the fire within your palm, you throw it forward. It strikes this thing center mass, and you can see where it hits it. The skin begins to lighten, and it's as if the corpse for itself is being healed. You see hints and glimmers of its former beautiful myconid self coming through this beautiful milky white flesh. And for a split second on its face, its features soften, it smiles, and then erupts into flame and bursts. There's a sigh of relief as it dies, but it does not explode.
Good. And that's, I guess, now that that's dead, I'll use my movement to kind of move up next to the fire, so I can get a better look at whatever's going on. And that'll be it for me.
It is. The fire is definitely sputtering and looking as if it's on its way out.
Yeah, that'll be it from me, mate.
Okay.
I'm just going to cane this guy with the mace.
All right, Kane the Scary.
23 to hit.
That is definitely a hit. This thing only has an AC of 14.
And 7 damage.
7 damage. It is as yet undamaged, though.
Yeah.
So you do lash out with the mace, and you sort of catch it on its left shoulder. You see the rocks it was holding in its hands go skittering to the floor. It sort of recoils, shakes off the blow, and produces 4 more sharp rocks from its pouches.
And I'll try Word of Radiance again. I don't think I've used any so far, so I think I've got 3.
Okay.
So
Does it
con
only
save.
get used if it hits?
I don't know. I thought I could only do it as a bonus action the number of times equal to my level or something because of the rocks.
Yes. Well, you tried Word of Radiance on it before, didn't you? And it ignored you.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Wisdom saving throw this time.
Con
That's
save.
rolled. Con save is rolled 13 in total.
Hey, he fails. He takes 5 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, fantastic. What does your Word of Radiance look like? What does it sound
I'm
like
just
again?
gonna point at him and say, "Burn."
It just goes, yeah! So you can see it's like scrabbling at itself as if it's on fire. You can see the sharp rocks cutting into its flesh. It looks to be extremely effective. And it's trying to put out the flames by stabbing itself with the sharp rocks.
That's the end of my turn.
And then goes to the Scary's turn, and it quickly realizes that it's not actually on fire. It's like, ah! And then launches its rocks at you with disadvantage on all of them. So that's a 16,
Miss.
an 8,
Miss.
a 6,
Yeah.
and a natural 1. So its final rock, it overreaches and falls forward prone into the water and is now lying face down in the muddy water. Arwen. you're up. You are no longer able to see the Scary from your current vantage point as 2 tents, 2 bodies, and a slightly raised bank block your shot to the face-down prone Scary in the water.
I mean, you'd have disadvantage on because it's prone anyway, so you might want to run over here and give it a good old stabbing with the fire sword. Fire sword.
Fire sword, fire sword.
Everyone starts chanting fire sword. Fire sword.
I'll give him a stab then.
You have advantage because he's prone as well.
As she races forward and produces the ember sword, you can see the ground around begins to light up.
Oh yeah. Does that produce light, like actually in the stack?
It produces light as if it is a torch.
Cool.
Give it another roll just in case it's a critical hit.
Yeah.
You've got advantage to hit. It is face down in the water. It has no idea that you're there.
That's probably good.
Stick with the dirty 20.
So,
Okay, and it's D8 plus 3. It doesn't think.
Yeah.
No, it's 1 D8, and then I add.
Yeah.
8.
8 damage. So you reach up with the flaming ember sword, you grasp it with 2 hands, and you bring it down center mass on the Scary. There's a as it screams into the water. It flitches and twitches, and then just lies still, dead with a face full of mud. So you are left alone in the clearing with the sputtering fire and the destroyed bodies of the mushroom folk and Scary lying scattered about you.
Can I just
Take a moment to breathe.
Can I just kick the Scary out of the fire so that it doesn't smother the campfire?
Yeah. For its remains, that's going to be a... you can use strength or dex, whichever you want to do.
Strength, I suppose. That's less shit. 10.
10, that's enough to kick the charred, broken remains of the Scary off the fire. And you see that a couple of seconds later, it begins to burn brightly again with the fuel underneath, now no longer being saturated by decaying, squishy flesh.
Good. How is everybody faring?
I'm fine, mate.
Felt better.
Yeah, Jess is having the best day ever.
It's not too bad.
Grant, I didn't drink the potion that she was brewing last week.
Potion.
Mm.
Yeah, liquid Werther's. Delicious. Delicious.
Probably overdue for that, like burn cream, but I think I'm okay.
Let's grab these leaves and get the fuck out of here.
I'm about that
Okay,
one.
so yeah, what would you guys like to do?
I have a leaf.
This leaf and pick it up.
Yeah, let's start picking.
Okay, so you guys can quite easily gather enough heat root. Now you're no longer being harried. You gather the 6 leaf heat roots that you need to gather that Veska requested from you.
Is there more to be had? Because she said if you had more, it'd be better, didn't you?
There are more to be had, yes. I need a nature check off you. Whoever wishes to gather them, as it is
Well, that probably shouldn't be me.
I'm not. Yeah, we'll
be hunting around the swamp in the dark.
I will provide light to whoever is looking for them.
Okay, so you may make a straight nature check. Whoever wants to gather the rest of the heat root.
Come on then. I'll try 16 on nature.
16. You managed to gather another 2 heat root.
Good.
That's all you could find in the areas. You have 8 lots of heat root in total.
Nice. While they're doing that, I'd like to sort of investigate the campsite, the cart, and the unfortunate people who fell victim to this thing. Just have a poke around before we leave.
Okay, no problem.
There are quite a few dead bodies.
Let's have a little look here.
Yeah, might need someone to help because there are a few bodies around.
I mean, Jess is probably very excitedly looking at everything.
Yes,
Just
so
rummaging
Like,
all the tents and stuff.
The
Oh my
original
God!
spirit of, look with your eyes, not with your hands.
so if someone helps, you can make an investigation check with advantage.
Ooh, lovely, lovely, lovely.
I mean, I'm looking, but I'm probably not very helpful.
I'll help.
14 plus 9, 23.
Ooh,
Nice.
okay.
Story.
Right.
Some good investigation.
I'm an investigatey boy.
I am not.
That's speaking in a French accent with a mustache investigation.
Okay, so you find in amongst everything, one of the tents is still serviceable.
Nice.
It's a decent, simple shed that can fit 2 people and provide protection from the elements
Nice.
a little bit. You find, wait for it, 4 potions of healing
Oh!
That is pretty
within a knitted, embroidered satchel inside one of the other ruined tents.
Wicked.
You also find what looks to be a very small looking, about the size of half the size of a shoebox, steel lockbox in just sort of inside one of the other tents. You find, where are we? Inside the other tent, inside the, where are we? Inside the crate. You look through, there's quite a few different bits and bobs within the crate. You look through, there's some dry food stuffs and provisions that won't really do much for you. You find a beautiful pouch crafted from sheep's leather.
Nice.
That can be used to store potions that will give them protection from being shattered from bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
How many times does he discover Jasael rummaging in the tent just before he gets there?
We're gonna do what Jasael finds in just a second. Right. You also find. Sorry, what's the final thing you find of note within all of this? This is just within the tent and the camps itself. You find a vial containing a very viscous sort of black purpley liquid.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Was that you checking
And then-
all the bodies around the camp as well?
I'm gonna do the bodies now. I did the camp first.
I was just gonna say that once he's checked them, I'm just gonna use sacred flame to burn them.
Here we go. On the body of what looks to be a decapitated, sort of live humanoid, you're not quite sure of the race, there is a very small silver signet ring on its pinky finger of its left hand.
Fucking useful. Nice.
And as you pick the finger off its ring, the finger off its ring, the ring off its finger, do apologise, I am exhausted. You look down at it and it has a small, looks to be like a hawk hunting bird diving
Mm.
on it. And it feels warm to the touch.
Okay, worth looking at in a minute. Wicked. Is that sort of everything?
You also
we've found?
find you find 4 daggers, 3 short swords, 1 serviceable bow, and a quiver of 15 arrows.
Wicked. Does anyone need any weaponry?
No, I don't think I can use any of them weapons anyway.
No, I'm good.
Being as I'll stick the 4 daggers in my backpack because I can sell them or throw them at people. I guess.
And you find a heavily eaten and disemboweled, robed figure on that one at the top here. You find a small piece of parchment rolled up and tied with black ribbon.
Mm. All right. I guess I'll take all the stuff back to the campfire and convene with everyone. Pass the quiver of arrows to Arwen before I do anything else. Because she probably needs arrows by this point. And then I will, if no one wants any short swords or daggers or anything, I'll hand the little signet ring to Jess and say, "Is this magic-y?" This was on a corpse and it's warm. That's not normal. Have a little look, will you?
Yeah, let me just check if I can identify. Yeah, that's instantaneous. So can I cast Identify on it?
You can.
Amaze. I shall
So
do that.
as you hold the small silver signet ring in your hand, you can feel its warmth passing through you. For a split second, you have clarity of mind enough to cast Identify on it, but I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Hooray!
I know what it is, but I'm running away with it.
It's a 14. I don't think I eat it.
14. As you begin to cast the spell in your mind, you mentally say the words out. You get halfway through the spell and you see a very pretty ember rise up from the fire, and it threatens to take your concentration away, but then you snap back to the rest of the spell and manage to complete the incantation in your head, and you gain insight into what it is the ring does. You have heard of this type of ring before. The inscription itself looks, the engraving on it looks more to be a family crest rather than any sort of indication as to what the ring does. But you're fairly certain that you hold in your hand a ring of evasion.
Ooh.
What does that do, Jess?
Ring of evasion. There we go. It has 3 charges. It regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. When you fail a dexterity saving throw while wearing this ring, you can use your reaction to expend 1 of its charges to succeed on that throw instead.
Oh,
That's pretty nice, like.
It requires attunement. So
I mean, that could benefit anybody.
who is terrible at dexterity saving
So
throws?
one of you can have
Me.
that.
I have -1.
So do I. Anyone else got really bad dexterity saving throws?
No, I have.
No, I do okay.
I'm alright.
I'm +5 to dex save now.
Oh, lordy daw.
Well,
Large Dart is my middle name.
Do you want to roll off for it, Torlek?
No, you take it, mate. You're more of a frontliner than I am. I'm a lot less strong and dexterous than you are. I'll be behind you. You should take
You
it.
sure?
I forgot to mention as well, I mentioned it last time, on the cart there are 3 urns of flammable oil, like lantern oil.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Exciting.
How big are said urns?
They are, you have about a 2-litre urn.
Oh, right, okay.
So you have 3 2-litre urns, they're quite big.
Well, yeah, I mean, you take the ring, Godfrey. You're gonna be in harm's way more than I am. And if everyone else is alright, then I'd rather you have it.
If you say so.
And then, who can identify potions for us? Like,
I
do
think
we?
anyone can if you just give them a little taste.
Haha.
I think that's the actual DM's guide rule. Is that you just like give it a taste, you know what it does, but it doesn't like kill you or anything.
Well, I mean, we
I
could
mean,
ask.
we could ask Vesca when we get back.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm
We could
all
ask
for
Vesper.
test.
true.
Alright, fair enough. Next up, we found some potions of healing, so it's silly for me to hold 4 potions of healing. Plus, I have 2 jars of milkweed water, which will turn into healing potions. So I'll just give 1 healing potion to everyone. So I'll give one to Leo, 1 to Godfrey, 1 to Jess, and 1 to Arwen. And
Oh. Thanks.
Thank you.
because
Make sure you guys note that down.
sorry, mate.
I said make sure you guys note that down on your sheets.
Because I have
I will not remind you.
I've got 2 jars of potion that are fermenting now, so I'll have 2 healing potions soon. So give everyone a healing potion. And can anyone break into a lockbox or pick a lock easily? I know I picked a lock last time, but I only did that because I had channel divinity knowledge of the ages, and I used my channel divinity to turn undead, so I'm not going to be able to get into this.
I can get into a lockbox the same way you can get into an egg. With force.
Like cracking it up.
I have a hammer and a crowbar.
Well, it's made of steel, and I don't know what's in there, Godfrey, mate.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
Would
Just leave it
Lyson
till
have-
maybe just keep it till we got back to town. Someone else can maybe
Yeah.
open it. Or you can try once you've rested.
What did you say, Owen?
I was looking at. I was like, sleight of hand. Would that help? Or stealth is not really a thing, but sleight of hand, that one.
If you have thieves' tools, you can.
Yeah, if any of you have thieves' tools on you, you'll be able to have a crack at this. Otherwise, it's going to be brute force.
I do not.
Or a slightly higher, more in-depth investigation check to find the key.
That's true.
Oh,
They
yeah,
wouldn't
one of them
have
probably has the key.
Yeah, they
that's
wouldn't
true.
have a lockbox without having the key. That is a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, I can investigate again, or if anyone else wants to help, I don't know. Like,
I will provide you with light.
Excuses. Okay, since you know what it is you are looking for, where would you look for the key?
on
Is there any way to work out who was in what tent?
I was gonna say I checked the tents and the bodies.
Has it got like a name tag on? This is Dave's tent.
Not quite. Make an intelligence check. Whoever wants to check the tents.
Who's good at intelligence, Jess?
I was gonna say I'm pretty smart. I can give it a go.
Probably rummaging in the tents anyway, right?
So that's a
who we should probably check
15.
for the key is Giselle, because she's probably nicked it and run around with it.
15. Okay, so you're going to investigate the tents. So as you go into the first one, the tent in which Torlek found the lockbox, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Hooray!
Oh wait, you're already doing that, aren't you?
Oh.
Oh, for God's sake.
This is a tent. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. I've forgotten what I'm looking for.
Okay, so you rummage around in the tent. You immediately forget what it is you're looking for. You begin to throw the sleeping bag around and the remains of the clothes, food items you find in there, and you believe that you have found the thing that you were looking for. And you exclaim with glee that you have got it. And you appear back from out of the tent. And in your hand, you hold a small, postcard-sized etching of a naked female orc.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
Torlek, I found exactly what you need.
Thanks, dear. You're very helpful.
I mean, Giselle looks a little confused that you're not receiving this with the enthusiasm she'd pictured, but...
Thank you very much, Jess. Here, and I just sort of
Who
pass
doesn't
it.
need a sexy orc?
I was just pass it to Leo. Like, there you go, mate.
You'll enjoy this.
I like orc porn.
You're gonna.
Yeah, so you have a buxom, a postcard-sized etching of a buxom, naked female orc with a full bush.
Nice.
Yeah. So Torlek, seeing as you were handed the postcard, make an intelligence check. I'm going to spoon feed you guys a little bit.
Okay. 2! No. 4!
Nah. Here comes the aeroplane, but you've had enough of what I'm feeding you, so you find a female orc picture. Let's just see how it looks.
Alright, I don't suppose any of the bodies are orcish, are they?
You remember that the very first body that you searched was a decapitated, heavily armored orc.
Wicked. Let's go and give him a pat down for the key then.
Okay, there you go. Got there in the end. Alright, so let's have an investigation check from you, please.
Okie dokie. 20!
20, you do indeed. Unfortunately for you, inside his undergarments,
Brilliant.
find a very small key that looks to fit the lock on the lockbox.
Does he have a full bush as well?
He does indeed have a full bush.
Inside his undergarments, you find a very small key. Oh.
Key. It was sewn into a small pouch on the inside of his undergarments.
Wow.
A
Okay.
small key and a small pouch, unfortunate.
Who doesn't keep their orc porn in a lockbox? I mean, come on. Right, okay, let's open it up and see what there is then. Let's open
Just
this
more
small steel lockbox.
Just more porn.
Just better ones.
With excited abandon, insert the key into the lockbox.
Oh shit.
You turn it, and it
for
begins
God's
to
sake.
click noisily. You hear it click 3 times, and there's a hiss,
It's a hermetically sealed porn box.
and the lockbox opens. Inside, you find a very ancient-looking, very ornate, looks to be dwarven in make,
Thong.
copper crown,
Oh.
intricately carved with sort of a dwarven-esque design.
Okay. Well, keeping something made of copper with no intrinsic value in a lockbox says to me that there's something special about it. So, Jess,
King of the dwarves.
do you want to have a look at this for me, sweet?
Identify again? Yeah, sure.
As you put that in your hands, Jess, you don't get the sense that this is magical.
Ooh.
I just shake my head and hand it back to Torlek, going,
It might
no.
have historical significance.
Yes, it. Do I? Well, I don't speak Dwarvish, so I can't read any runes on it or anything.
I speak Dwarvish but can't currently read.
I speak Dwarvish as well and can read.
Oh, good.
Do I understand what the runes say, Glenn?
There's no runes on it. It's a dwarvish design.
Okay.
There's no runes. It's a dwarvish design. But if you speak dwarvish, are you intelligent?
No, I'm a dumbass.
No.
Well, not just. I have average intelligence.
Do you
I
have
was gonna say, I could-
proficiency with history?
I mean,
I could try for history. I've
Uh,
got that.
I've got +6 history. I'm a sage, so. I'm
If
good at-
the crown is suspicious in some way, I can test its intentions, or I can perceive it really well. I can see it real good, but that's about it.
What's your history, Jess?
I am less historical than you.
Okay. Shall we? Let's double team this. Let's talk about the history of it if you can maintain your focus long enough.
Okay.
Okay.
So if I have to try be wise, I rolled a 17. For history, that's an 11.
I've got an 18 for my history.
Okay, so between the two of you, as you sort of turn it over in your hands, Jess, the talk about history is very exciting. It manages to hold your attentions for long enough for you to infer that this is a very old crown. It belonged to a dwarven ruler when the island of Vesterveld was split into three small kingdoms 500 years ago. So this crown is pre the Lord of Whispers.
Wow.
Though the specific name doesn't come to mind, you remember that the last dwarven king that reigned in Vesterveld was 500 years ago.
No.
Maybe we could sell it to a museum.
I mean, a relic from before is. I can see why it was kept, hidden, and locked away. Okay. Well, I would like to put my milkweed jars and the vial of strange purple-black liquid that we don't know what it does into the special leather pouch that protects potions. Would
Wonderful.
anyone like to hold on to the dwarven crown, or shall I just put it in my pack?
Do you know who would like the dwarven crown? The cursed tapestry.
Do we really want to give it to him now?
No, not really.
No. You also have a scroll as well you picked up.
Yes, I haven't tied up with ribbon. Yeah, let's open that and see what's in there.
Okay. Arcana check from you, please.
From me, oh dear.
Mm.
Oh, +4.
Probably should just give it to Jess.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not right now. Actually, she can't read.
7.
Okay, so from 7, it is written in arcane script, so you're not entirely sure of what type of spell it is, but you do recognize some of the symbols as so abjuration magic.
Cool. So do I think with a 7 that this is a spell scroll, or do I think that it's details on how to do a spell?
You believe it's a spell scroll as it's written in arcane script.
Okay.
Maybe you should keep it for now, though, before suggesting.
And you believe it's a spell from the school of abjuration.
Does anyone... what?
Bless you.
What school?
Bless you.
Thank
What-
you.
What kind of wizard are you, Jess? And don't say
Transmutation.
an elf one. Okay.
I was going to say a half elf was it?
Transmutation. Okay. Well, I mean, she can't read, so
No.
Probably just keep it for now.
stick
I was
it
going
in
to say, with
the
how my
Chill.
day's going, I'd
Just
probably
more
get
chill.
frustrated and chuck it in the pond or something.
stick it in
You
the pack.
can't read, but you... I still think it's worth you having a look at.
Okay,
We'll
I'll
have
have
a look at right now, though.
I mean,
I like knowing stuff, so I'm going to want to have a look at it if you'll let me.
yeah, of course, always.
Cool.
Okay, so as you have a quick look over it, I'm not going to make a roll anything for this. You're only able to make out the arcane script on it, but you do recognize the type of arcane script. This is not a standard spell scroll that a wizard would be carrying. This is something more along the lines of a different practitioner of magic than your own proficiency in your own profession would carry.
Okay. Do I have any inkling as to like what kind of magic user would have been carrying it?
That's going to require an intelligence check.
Let's have a bash. 21.
Ooh.
21. Yes, this looks like something a paladin would carry.
Oh.
I think the only paladin we know is dead.
Would Godfrey recognize it? Because I mean, if I don't recognize it and I know holy magics, you know, what about Godfrey?
I mean, I'll have a look at it. But I'm no paladin either.
No, but we're as near as damn it, you know what I mean?
As close as can be.
Yeah.
Closest we're getting now.
I don't know. Do you want us to roll something, Glenn?
Yeah, intelligence check.
Well, you're setting us up to fail here, lad.
Guidance!
It's a 4!
4.
Guidance, so it could be as much as an 8. It's a 6.
Woo.
It's a 6. You believe on a 6. It's got some sort of protective means about it.
Okay, so we've not learned much more.
Abjuration, fairly holy magic, protection. That ain't bad. It's nothing terrible, is it?
No, I don't. It's not gonna. It shouldn't do any harm to anyone.
Yeah. Does anyone want to hold on to the as yet unidentified scroll until we can work out what it actually does, or is it going in the bag?
I think just put it in the bag.
In the bag. In the bag.
In the bag. And final thing I would like to put, so as not to over encumber myself, I'm just gonna put one of the flasks of flammable oil in the bag, because the bag's getting pretty full now.
Yeah, with that urn, that bag's gonna be to the. Is it in the protective pouch?
Will it fit in the protective pouch, or will it just
It will
fit in
take
my
up
bag?
the rest of the. It will take up the rest of the room in the protective pouch.
Yeah, I'll stick it in there then. If it'll fit in there, I'll stick it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else want to do anything or look around or?
I mean, if you want to try and take some of the swords back to sell, I can carry some, but I'm just not going to use them.
We can use them to buy back your armor.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
fucking good idea.
Yeah, okay. How many scimitars and stuff was there, Glenn?
There was 5 daggers and 3 short swords, I think. 1 bow and 15 arrows.
Take the arrows, Almond.
Yeah, she's already got them.
You already given them to her, mate.
I was wondering if I can go find the ones I shot in this.
So that's 3 short swords, Glenn.
3 short swords. Yeah, that's going to be a survival check, Arlen.
I've
I'll
got.
find my arrow.
To find your arrows, yeah. Because it's in the dark, and they all went in different directions. So 14, you only managed to find 3 of your arrows.
I picked up the scimitars. I guess I'll just strap them to my pack and try and sell them there.
Thanks, Godfrey. Yeah, that's a really good idea. All right, shall we go find Goalie and?
Let's
Because
get back.
we're running out of time. Yeah.
Okay.
Make the seal some soup or whatever.
Yeah, as you turn back from the destroyed campsite, and the now cremated bodies of its unfortunate inhabitants, and move your way back through the trees towards where Goldie left you. You hear the familiar grumblings of, "Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, fucking hell, so I suppose you're fucking finished with your fucking fighting and your shouting and your fucking blowing shit up and making a fucking racket in the middle of fucking night." And the curmudgeonly form of Ghoulie the Satyr is waiting for you. Are you ready to fucking go back? And what, you want to dick about in the fucking mud some more, you arseholes?
The less time we have to spend with you, the better.
I feel exactly the fucking same. Look at you, jumped up fucking armor making all this bastard noise. Come on in, I'll fucking guide you back through the twatting swamp.
Thank you,
he just sort of starts stomping off
Don't engage him.
back towards Veska's house. You're going now at night, is slowed, and it takes considerably longer to get back to Veska's than it did to reach here. Several times Ghoulie has to stop and wait for you to negotiate over sinkholes and pools of mud, grasping vines and sticking roots. But it's not long after that the ground begins to ease off, and you notice small wildflowers dotted about. You recognize you're coming up on Veska's grove, and Ghoulie comes to a stop a short way away from the path. He goes, it's down fucking there. Standing in front of his tree, he's like, right, if you wouldn't fucking mind, just piss off and fucking leave me alone. If Veska tells you to come fucking find me again, tell you what, fucking don't. I've had enough. I want to fucking put my head down.
Gladly.
Right. Fuck off.
Enjoy your peace and quiet.
I
Climb
give him a
back
really
up into
cheery
the tree.
wave as we leave.
I want to come back and chop his tree down when he's asleep.
You see his small satyr legs scramble back up into the tree, and then everything goes quiet. You make your way back towards the ramshackled, moss and wildflower covered house decorated with skulls. Back across the small bridge and up the moss-laden stairs to Veska's front door, which is open and ajar.
Welcomingly ajar or suspiciously ajar?
There are no lights on inside.
For fuck's sake.
Still gonna ring the bell.
Okay. So as you reach forward for the bright blue bell and give a sharp tug,
You need to walk in someone's house.
the doorbell sounds, and as it does so, you see inside candles light all over. You hear a "Who is it?" ring out from inside.
Oh, good. It's us. Who else comes out here?
Sometimes Veska has visitors. I left the
you doing
door open. You did not need to ring the bell. Come on in.
I'm not the kind of person that just walks into someone's house.
Just trying to be polite, Veska, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, good manners are very appreciated.
Okay, I go in.
And as you look through the door, you can see the form of Veska shuffling around. But you can see now that her tattered sort of black and brown and moss-covered, stain-covered robes have been replaced by a long sort of once white gown, equally stained and tattered. But there are, on her feet are two what look to be very old rabbit fur slippers. and she holds in her hand a cup of the boiling butter tea that she gave you a few hours before. She's standing there going, "Did you find the heat root? Were you successful?
Just
Did you
about.
meet Goalie?
He's a dick.
Yeah, he is a bit curmudgeonly, but he knows the
He's
swamp like the back
worst
of his
person I've ever met.
hand.
Well, we did find the heat root.
Woo! Good. How much did you get?
8.
Ooh, wonderful. We only need 6 for the potion, at least 2 for Vesca. This is lovely. Bring the heat fruit. And she moves to her kitchen, and you can see like she's starting to rummage around under all the pile of pots and pans and dishes that are stacked up by the sink. She's moving some around, and she produces like a large, very dirty glass. It's about a pint-sized glass, and she shakes it. There's like a jangle, and she pours the contents into her hand. You see a small pile of gold coins pour out of the glass into her hand. She goes, "Here, for the other 2 heat fruits, Vesca gives you this." And she's just going to offer a hand out to all of you.
What was it? Sorry, in the jar?
Gold coins.
Oh, gold coins in a jar.
Dirty gold coins in a dirty glass. So she holds them out to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Gold, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is 15 gold coins there for whoever takes those. Good. Right to the potion making. And you can see that she takes all of the heat root off you. Make yourselves comfortable. And she gestures to her stained couches, and you can see now that she's producing alchemical flasks, and she flicks her fingers, and this small burner comes on. You can see her pouring the fey blood. And you can see now she's reduced the silver nugget that you gave her earlier to a fine powder, and she's starting to pour that in at intervals, stirring the fey blood as it goes round and pouring the silver in. And you can see she chops up the fresh heat root very finely and begins to mix that into the mixture as well. As it begins to bubble, you can see that there's this sort of weird shifting glow coming from it. It's sort of shifting from a very pale blue to like a warm orange, and then back to a pale blue as she's mixing it round, and it's sort of bubbling away. And she's going to leave you sitting there for about half an hour while this bubbles over. And you can see there is a pot of fresh tea sitting on the table with 6 glasses all around. So if any of you want to drink the tea, you can do. If there's anything you want to say to each other right now, this is a good time. If not, we can jump straight to the potion.
I'd say if anyone's feeling negative effects, that tea's a good one.
It didn't like heal you up, though, did it? It just cured ailments people had.
Yeah, it healed some damage as well, I think.
Oh, did it?
Did it?
Yeah.
Did someone have like scars or screams to heal them or something?
Yeah,
Well,
man.
then, yes, I will have some.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna have some tea and see if it helps me brain good.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, so for all of you that are missing health, there is enough tea for you to drink to regain all of your missing health points.
Oh, yes.
Very good.
Yay!
And for Giselle, you begin to be able to focus more as you drink the tea. You do not have the urge to run anymore, the urge to sprint. You actually feel tired, and it feels like your brain is very heavy. there's a bit of a fuzziness to your brain and to your thoughts. So you've gone from ADHD down to minor mental affliction. So
Hooray.
instead of having ADHD, you have reduced vigilance. And you feel as if your head is wrapped in wool, and sounds drown out, and you fixate on random things. So you only have disadvantaged perception checks now.
Well, there we go. That's a bit better.
Good.
It's a little bit better
What
as you drink the tea.
when it becomes apparent that Veska is just stirring and she's just waiting for it to be ready, when she stopped like doing things that require loads of concentration, I will offer to top her tea up from the pot, and then also say, would you be able to have a look at this vial of strange purple black liquid? Do you you're an expert on potions.
Such a gentleman offering Veska a top up. Ooh, I like this.
I thought that was the sound
You're
of the
very
cow.
handsome.
And she drinks her tea and she goes, hand me the vial. And she's sort of looking at you with her wide-eyed, sort of head cocked on one side grin, and she's stirring with her left hand, and she reaches out her bony fingers towards you, takes the vial and goes,
Ooh, this is poison. Where did you find this?
Some unfortunate individuals that had fallen foul of Skari.
This makes sense.
So, not a potion of healing then.
No, this is Black Lotus extract. He's very bad. He's very bad indeed.
Well, thank you for warning us, Veska. I'll just stick it back in the potion-y pouch. Might come in useful, you never know.
Could it be changed into something else? Or is it basically, it is what it is?
Oh no, this is very refined poison. A very rare flower. It is very good for ending life. But it also has other properties. But it has to be mixed just right. Otherwise, all it will do is end life.
Can it like paralyze someone or anything like that?
This will not paralyze. This will just end the life of something.
Yeah, we got that bit, but you just said it could do something else if you changed it.
It has to be mixed just right.
I was just wondering if it might be useful against Papa, basically.
No, he is a thing of poison and bile and hatred and nastiness and good and shit. It will not work against Papa.
Okay.
Living things, though, this will end the life.
Well, we could always drink it if we get captured.
I was thinking more along the lines of it would be very nice for our ranger to have some poison arrows at her disposal.
Well, that's a little bit less dark, but yeah. We could have it all made into false teeth and just bite down on it if you get caught. No? No one up for that? No one up for the suicide pact? Fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, but Veska is very tired. I have misidentified this poison.
This is actually the water of life.
Extract. It is black ivy paste. I do apologize. It has been a long day for Veska.
Oh, that's
Okay.
totally
Does that change what it
understandable.
does?
No, it still ends the life.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Ivy, Black Lotus. It's pretty close.
It's very easy to mix up, yes. You have to put it on something and then make that something go into the person or thing. Then it will end the
Wound
line.
poison.
Yes, contact poison.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably best with Arwen.
Yeah,
out of anyone.
definitely.
There is enough to coat 6 arrows or 1 short sword.
Well, I'll let Arwen decide how to deal with her own weapons. And just just pass it to her. Just like you can definitely use this better than we can. Here you go.
I would recommend not using it on the fire sword.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not.
Aha! Oh, it's gone. Never mind.
Yeah.
Or we all get like gassed.
That would be funny.
Just immediately kills the whole party. Fuck.
Yes.
I mean, it
that
would make
be
it change
good.
for someone else to try.
That's true.
Hmm.
Let's definitely
Okay.
not give it to Giselle.
So,
So there you go, Arwen. Vial of Black Ivy contact poison for you.
Cool.
Shoot that poison arrow.
So after about half an hour, Veska finally produces. You see steam rising and going through this like cooling spiral and dripping out and into a very small vial. From what she's put in, the vial itself is maybe 200 ml, if that. It's very small. It's distilled silver glowing. So it's got a very sort of pale moonlight glow about it, but it's coming out almost pure silver in colour. And it finishes dripping into the vial and she goes,
Okay, now I have the quick moon. Things get a little serious. So
Now things are serious.
and she holds it in
For a
front
change.
of you just there and she goes,
this well, you have one chance with this to cure the the bad case that you got. But it tastes very bad and sometimes can make you poorly.
Oh, good.
So, if any of your friends wish to help Veska administer this, I think that would be wonderful.
What needs to be done?
Well, we could use someone to hold her down, just in case it goes bad.
Okay.
We
That's
could
probably
probably use someone to help the magic, maybe with a healing spell or a nice song or someone maybe to stroke her face, something to calm and soothe her.
All right then. Healing song it is.
Would
Why? What's wrong with my face?
would bless work? I've got one slot left, so I can't bless someone. Would that help?
That would be wonderful.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll use my final slot to cast bless on. Well, Giselle. Anyone else feel like they might need it in the next minute?
Veska would like to feel blessed.
Okay, yeah, sure. Beska and one other person. It's for saving throws though, so I'm not sure it's going to benefit most of us. Can I like double up on Jess?
Who's holding her?
No.
Boo.
Whoever's holding her down should probably take that as well, right?
I mean, I
That's a good
guess
shout.
I'm the strongest, so
Yeah, it'd be Godfrey one.
I'll try it. So I'll cast. Yeah, I'll do
You
the
do
last one.
have wonderful muscles.
Okay, you've cursed it now, so definitely she's going to escape and run off into the woods.
So,
You said it can make her poorly, like she'll be sick or throw it back up,
I
or
was about to say, define poorly.
Oh, lots of sick everywhere.
Oh God!
okay.
Okay.
In which
At least
case,
this she lives, so she can
Many
press the digitated away.
hmm
Sometimes up to a week.
I can help a little bit, Veska, both you and Jess. And I'm going to burn my last spell slot to cast enhance ability Bear's Endurance on Jess, so she gets 2d6 temporary hit points, but more importantly, advantage on Constitution checks.
Oh, amazing! Thank you.
Ooh, good.
And then just if I may, sort of thing, and just place my hand on Veska's shoulder and cast Guidance on her.
as you do, she goes,
Ah, it has been so long since Veska was touched by the living. You are so warm.
Creepy.
Well, I hope that helps. Just kind of awkwardly take my hand away.
Yes.
Just awkwardly standing there now.
Who else will help Veska?
Yeah, I'll be singing a nice soothing song.
Sing for Veska. Sing now.
Not now.
Not now.
Not right now. During the operation. You know.
Veska will come now, but when you start to sing, hold her down. Hold her down on the table, or on the couch, on the floor, or in the outside where the sick will not get on Veska's things.
Well,
Where would you
sure.
be most comfortable, my darling?
I mean, I think there was a pretty hefty hint to go outside there, wasn't there?
Do not feel like you are obliged to go outside. You can be sick on Veska's couch if you need.
I mean, just like have a
That's very
bowl or something.
kind.
Or when you can hold the bowl.
To pull Angela's hair.
Yes.
Ooh, so who is doing what? So we know what we are doing. Who is holding her down?
I guess I'm holding it down.
You are a strong one. Do a strong check for me, please.
Strong check.
You are strong.
Ooh, it's not bad. 18.
Woo! Who is helping to calm this one down? Who is
Cue song.
stroking the face?
It's going to be more of a sort of, I'd say, just a nice instrumental number. Yeah. Don't want to sing with a powering voice, so we're just gonna play a nice soothing tune.
Do
I guess
a soothing tune check, please.
Veska's very meta.
18.
Performance.
ooh,
Double
Yeah,
ABU.
very good.
So, does anyone else think they can help in any other way? Every little helps, even stroking the face.
She desperately wants someone to stroke her face.
I've already cast my spells, so I'm just kind of standing there like a lemon at the moment. So I just sort of sit down next to her and just sort of, take her hand in mine and sort of, you'll be all right. Try and
She
keep her
looks
calm.
down at you,
Stroke her
like,
face with
and
her hand.
really down, gets right up in your face, Torlek.
Why don't you pray for her?
I can do that. I can definitely do that.
Do a praying check for Vesca.
One praying check coming up, Veska. Oh God, that is going to be
Forgotten who your patron is.
9.
That was not so good for the praying.
Veska's like, you suck at praying. Go.
Never mind.
And then she looks at you, and goes,
What will you do? How will you help? Will you stroke the face?
No.
On or something.
Can I pray over in the corner, away from?
I'd like to pray over there, please.
Do you help by removing your presence? This is strange.
Yeah, I feel like I might be
Friends,
in the
time
way.
of need.
I want to pray for Giselle.
Woo! Do a praying check for Vesca, please.
11.
plus religion.
I got zilch for that, so 11.
Woo!
She looks down at you, Torlek, and goes,
She is good at the praying. You should take
Cleric
notes.
Sorry, I
All
was
right.
just distracted
So-
by all the magic.
With everyone doing stuff, we are going to administer the quick wound. Veska brings the vial down to your lips, just here and goes.
Take a deep breath and try and swallow this whole. Hold your nose if it helps.
And then she begins to pour the liquid into your mouth. It, at the same time as it feels like raw, runny white of an egg, it also has this gritty, powdery texture that seems to coat the inside of your mouth, your teeth, your tongue, as it rolls slowly down your throat. As you begin to swallow, it seems to
Dusty egg.
fight against your swallowing reflex and makes its own way down in its own time. So it's quite uncomfortable. The taste is unlike anything you've ever had before, but to liken it to something as close as you can imagine, it's kind of like trying to drink skunk scent through a dirty sock.
Delicious.
And I'm going to need,
Feels like jokes on
First
you.
of
I'm into
all-
that shit.
first of all, we will need a Constitution saving throw from you, Jess. Now,
Already have
everyone
blessed
has
as well.
everyone has affected the DC of this in their own way, but you will, because it's being administered by Veska, you will also be adding Veska's medicine and proficiency bonus to this.
Ooh.
Sorry, it'll be using Veska's medicine and proficiency bonus if that is higher than your Constitution save bonus. So let's do a Constitution save.
Mine
bonus.
is 2, so I imagine hers is higher.
Yes. Okay. So we will be using Veska's.
How's this going to work? Because I give Jess advantage, but guidance to Veska, so I don't know how this is going to work for.
So that's fine. So we're going to be using Veska's medicine. So that's fine. With guidance on that
Both have bless as well.
and bless. So that's going to be 2d4 for Veska. And I'm going to let you roll because you gave her advantage on Constitution saves, yes?
check. Well, it's Constitution checks, so I assume saves as well.
Constitution checks. Right. Well, that's not going to happen on this part.
Okay, so I rolled a 15.
You rolled a D4 from blessed.
15.
So was that me rolling a d4?
Yeah. You and
Okay.
Veska are both blessed, so you might as well add it to both of you.
Oh, amazing. So that takes me up to 16 before we put her stuff on.
16. So with Veska's, your total is a 30.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Oh,
You are now a god.
the god of
Don't
not being sick.
Get your hook.
Yeah. You basically
So-
you can go absolutely rage on the
The
town. and
quick
you're fine.
moon enters your system and quickly begins to burn in your stomach. And now need you to make the Constitution saving throw as the smell and taste begin to overwhelm your senses. And as you begin to swallow, Veska goes,
You must keep this down or it will not work.
And is that with my constitution modifier?
it's with your Constitution modifier, but you have advantage on it.
Advantage.
And
19.
you still got blessed for those as well.
Well, yeah, it's bash that on as well then.
Might as well.
In the interest of it not dying horribly. 21.
Yes.
I feel like that was too close.
I'm glad I cast bless.
Me too.
You should be. So, and those of you that are holding Edgersail down and helping and praying and holding her hand, you see her eyes roll back into her head. The silver begins to recede, and the whites of her eyes begin to come back. And as they do so, she begins to violently convulse. It sounds like she's choking, coughing. She's going into quite a heavy seizure, and you can see Veska like bring her hands forward and put them on her shoulders, and the strength through these bony hands is very visible as like the Jessiel is still sort of shuddering and having a seizure, but Veska with Godfrey's managing to hold her as still as possible. She convulses for an uncomfortable amount of time. Seconds roll past, minutes roll past. At one point, she begins to choke on her tongue, and Veska has to shove her fingers into Jess's mouth and pull her tongue back and sort of hold the tongue against the bottom of her jaw. And then all of a sudden, Jess bites down on Veska's fingers. You can see Jess's teeth sort of bearing down on Veska's fingers, but Veska doesn't flinch. You can see that Jess's teeth are managing to break through the skin, this bony skin, thin skin covering these bony fingers. And after several long minutes of Jess convulsing and making gagging sounds and threatening to be sick, she lies still. And slowly open your eyes. The silver has gone. You feel extremely hot. Your entire body is racked with muscular aches. You have 2 points of exhaustion.
Okay.
Veska looks you up and down and goes,
You are lucky. It has worked. Just in time, too.
Let's not have to do this again.
Yeah, no, thank you.
okay, 2 points of exhaustion. So you guys met the initial DC, cure this, and then you pass the Constitution save by 1. It was very close. It was very, very close. So Jessiel's you're lying there, completely racked and exhausted. Veska looks around at him and goes,
I know that we need to try and save Javoy, but you all look like you could do with the rest. You can stay with Veska if you wish. The things in the swamp will not get to you.
I think that's probably a good idea.
A long rest would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally
Mm.
tapped on spells and everything like that.
Sofa's looking good, lad.
Mm. Wonderful. Veska has a big bed if any wish to join.
No thanks.
Suit yourselves.
Leo,
She
maybe?
sort of gestures to the kitchen and goes,
You can make whatever you wish in the kitchen. There is water. We should probably all get some sleep.
You can make whatever you like as long as it's water.
Mm.
Any drink you like, as long as it's water. Yeah, I might just have a swig from me flask in that case. I'm Bugsy in the sofa.
I think we should probably let our extremely exhausted and critically ill friend sleep on the sofa there.
I was about to say you'll have to roll me off from that.
Yeah, she's already on the sofa.
Oh,
Like, all right, get her off there. I've got to go to
there is a second sofa.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, I've got a bedroll, so I'm happy sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, same. Just thank Veska profusely for helping our friend and for her hospitality, and just kind of keep sort of glancing over at Jess to make sure she's all right, even though she's fine and asleep. You know, just keep like worriedly looking over.
Veska will say,
Thank you for the thanks. They are not necessary. I am just glad of the company.
if there's no further questions for Veska, she will disappear behind a curtain that you swore was a wooden wall before, so heavily encrusted with moss and what looks to be a bark-like substance. You're quite surprised when it actually peels back to reveal once glorious four-poster bed. Now kind of looks like a mossy heap. And then she would draw the curtain back.
I wish you all a good and peaceful night.